what we're looking to rank, because everybody does, oh, who is the greatest of all time, who's the GOAT. We're going to rank the SGOAT, the SGOAT, the second greatest of all times in each division. Now, we're going to try to do rapid fire. We're going to do every division in the UFC. Now, first, let's start with the flyweight division. Let's see. Anthony, do you agree? It's Demetrius Johnson. He's the GOAT of flyweight.
Yeah, you'd be crazy to say anything different.
So then who is your flyweight SGOAT?
I'm guess I'm going Brandon Moreno.
It's got to be Brandon. Come on, it's got to be. Who else could it be?
I mean, Figueiredo. You
but
can
Brandon
have a
Moreno beat
discussion,
him.
but yeah, but there are going to be a lot of head-to-head things that won't exactly line up with who's first, second, and third, and whatnot. And Figueiredo, I think he had a more dominant time at flyweight. I would say, but Moreno he's still not done. So I'll stick with Moreno.
I also go Moreno. I think he's pretty much beaten everybody for the most part, including Figueiredo's. And I would have loved to see him fight DJ. That would be fine. I think DJ beats him, but still, that'd be a fascinating fight. All right, let's go to the bantamweight. Now, for me, do we agree? Now, this is a tough one. This could be debate right from the GOAT. Is the GOAT Dominic Cruz? Is he the GOAT for you or not?
Yeah, he
so
still is.
If he's your GOAT, and I agree, he is the GOAT to me too, and he will be surpassed, but I think there's just been such volatility following him that people have had trouble holding on to the title like he did. But my GOAT is going to be controversial. It's TJ Dillashaw. I know, I get it. Maybe he was on the stuff, maybe not. I'm still a believer. He took the stuff so he can make flyweight. It was a crazy cut. He was never a big bantamweight. To me, unbelievable striking. His dominance over Cody Garbrandt in their rematches. He was super close when he fought Dominic Cruz. He's like Moreno, I think, beat everybody. Who's your bantamweight SGOAT?
I don't agree with you on that, but I'm not mad at TJ Dillashaw. That's a fine pick. I'm going to go Renan Barão. I'm going to go the guy that Dillashaw dethroned. Renan Barão's run at 135 was absolutely amazing. Like,
there were Aldo
everybody
comparisons.
Up until he got to TJ Dillashaw, he decimated everybody in front of him, and his run extended into the WEC just like Dominic Cruz. So, yeah, Renan Barão is my second best bantamweight of all time.
Featherweight, obviously, is Volkanovski. He's the best. The guys that are called the best, he's beaten them. Easily in some cases. He's not your GOAT. Volkanovski's not your GOAT.
I still got Aldo as my GOAT, man. Aldo
how he beat Aldo? He beat Aldo
at the tail end of his featherweight run. Aldo had years and years of domination that once again extended into the WEC. Like, he annihilated everybody for years and years and years. Do you remember when he beat the dog crap out of Mark Hominick?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Mark Hominick's a nice fighter, but I mean, come on, some of the guys
at the
Volkanovski's beaten
was a killer. Mark Hominick at the time was a killer.
No.
But okay, he floored like everybody he fought up until the McGregor knockout. Like, the Korean Zombie, the dominant win over Korean Zombie. He absolutely he went through Mark Hominick. Kenny Florian he beat. Like, Kenny Florian, another one of the great
who shouldn't have been cutting to that weight. He wasn't the same cutting that weight. He wasn't the same fighter.
He won the fight.
He was way better lightweight.
Okay. He won the fight. He won the fight. Okay. Aldo is my featherweight GOAT still. And I'm not saying
who's your GOAT then? It's got to be Volkanovski then.
Volkanovski.
Oh my God. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, I think if we have this conversation in like 2 years, or maybe not even that long, and Volkanovski's still doing what he's doing, yeah, Volkanovski becomes the featherweight GOAT. But as of right now, the moment that we're recording this, whatever the date is, like September 5th, I think it is, right? Mm-hmm, something like that. Yeah, Volkanovski's number 2 for me.
I think you're way wrong. When you're arguing the pound-for-pound fighter in an era where the fighters are greater than ever, that's an easy featherweight. But fine, you want to go Aldo. I don't get you folks that love Aldo so much. I get it. He was good.
When did you start watching MMA? When did you start watching MMA? Like 3 days ago?
Holloway is already to me.
Aldo. What?
Aldo is number 3, and it's because Volkanovski's number 2. And Holloway is my SGOAT. Obviously, amazing fighter. Some people feel he's the SGOAT right now, even though he's lost to Volkanovski, which blows my mind.
You can make a case for all 3 of them, really, to be the best featherweight of all time. I just think Aldo still has it because of the length of his reign.
How about this case? It's going to be controversial. As SGOAT, not GOAT, but SGOAT, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was a absolute force at featherweight. Much better he was a lightweight. killed everybody, beat Holloway, smoked Aldo when Aldo was still the man.
Yeah.
Should Conor McGregor get some consideration at the scope?
Conor McGregor, you can make the case. I'll put him in the top 5. He's probably 4. I'd probably put Chad Mendez behind him to round out the top 5. But yeah, Conor McGregor belongs somewhere. Like he deserves an honorable mention in this conversation for sure. And quite frankly, had he stayed at featherweight, good Lord, like the fights that would have happened, the moments that, like, imagine him and Korean Zombie at that time.
Yes.
What that would have been like. Just all sorts of fantastic matchups that were left on him and Frankie Edgar. Like Frankie Edgar, another guy that we should at least give a nod to in this conversation at featherweight. Just that would have been a great.
All right, let's pick up the pace. Let's go a little faster. Lightweight, Khabib's the GOAT, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so who's your scope?
I'll probably go BJ Penn.
Yeah, for you young bucks, BJ ruined his legacy, but in the day, he was nasty.
Yeah, he was an absolute savage. And unfortunately now his savagery has extended beyond the octagon, but
it's savage buffoonery. All right, so for me, my scope, I'm going to go Charles Oliveira. I mean, I think that's, if he would have fought Khabib, it would have been a great fight. If he can beat Islam in this rematch, I think it solidifies him as the second best. He has most submissions, UFC history, unbelievable, finishing machine, wins over Poirier, Gaethje, like some of the best fighters, not just of this era, but all time. Like Charles Oliveira, amazing. I don't think he gets enough love. All right, welterweight, obviously, GSP's this GOAT, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
all right. Thank God you didn't get into that. So I think this is going to be easy. Obviously, both our scope, it's going to be Kamaru.
Yeah, I got to go Kamaru. Like, I was debating between him and Matt Hughes, but Kamaru, man, just the technical improvements that the guy made during his title run, just fascinating.
Yeah.
The way he absolutely dominated Tyron Woodley, a fight that I was there for, and to see like him just suck the life out of Woodley, and just the reaction of the crowd stuff was amazing. Kamaru is my number 2 at welterweight also.
Yeah, and just how good he got as a striker. I think if he fought Matt Hughes in his prime, he smokes Matt Hughes just because he's such a better striker, you know.
And he was a far superior athlete as well, too. That's another thing.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Middleweight, I think, are we both in agreement? It's Anderson. This is the GOAT.
Yeah, I'm sticking with
it. So then my second, and we're going to talk about this a little later because I think it's irrelevant. Are we both agreed then that Israel is the GOAT?
Paulo Costa, no, of course. Of course.
All right, so we're good. Let's move on. Light heavyweight, John Jones, obviously the GOAT. He's the GOAT of everything. But who is your light heavyweight GOAT? Because there's a lot of options.
Got to be Daniel Cormier.
Fair. Because people can make. He's my GOAT too, but you can make a case for like a Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was like the Mike Tyson of MMA in his time. I get it, different time, but he was nasty.
Make a case for Tito. You can make a case for Randy. You can make a case for a lot of that golden era of 205, like Rashad Evans. There's a lot of guys you can throw in that mix.
Rashad, super underrated. All right, let's move on.
Cheetah,
That division is so great, but those two just stand head and shoulders because they were just pound for pound level great guys. So, heavyweight. Now this is an interesting one. Who first is your GOAT at heavyweight?
Stipe. Stipe. Statistically, he checks all the boxes. In addition to the level of competition he's fought his whole career,
which is amazing because he's not the level of athlete as some of these guys that are GOATs in their division, but he doesn't get appreciated for his fight IQ, toughness at a division that's hard to be tough. So we agreed on that. Who is your heavyweight GOAT?
Oh, you love this, Daniel Cormier for the re-up.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. That's not a bad one. But for me, I got to go with Cormier's teammate. I got to go Cain Velasquez. That cardio at that weight class was a superpower. In that weight class, having great cardio is uncommon. He had a match with the wrestling, his dominance of Brock Lesnar. Like, he was great technical, fast, like, amazing. I would have loved to see Cormier versus Cain if they weren't teammates in a real fight. That could have been absolute nuts. Yeah. All right,
so we're almost done. The wall in the AKA training room for their sparring sessions.
Oh yeah. Unbelievable. The thesis of iron sharpens iron. Like, those two made each other legend because of training together.